Hello there, how are you? This is an advice for ENTPs as an ENTP, okay? First of all, remember something. Remember that you demonize a C, okay? This is your eighth function, your demon function, okay? Because you demonize a C, you use it as 50% of your psyche. You use any with a C as dominant functions, basically. But SC, you use it 50%. The key here is to accept SC in a 100% to start working on your SI habits, and your FE impulses start diminishing or diminishing, whatever it says, whatever it is said, and your TI stops being super constant and active. I would say active. So you stop becoming so hyperactive in creating frameworks and more active in functioning. So you start activating your TE, you start activating an awareness of a vision, like an NI, and you don't need an awareness totally. You need to continue doing things on the right here and now. And if you do things in the right here and now, that's a C, you start developing a sense of ethics, and you start realizing what you like and what you don't like, which is a five. And that's tricky because that's your trickster, and that's my trickster too, and that's our trickster as a community, as an ENTP archetype. And we have to understand that you need to really to develop your trickster function, your blind spot function, because you can always look as like frontwards. You need to look backwards and in the horizontal and in other ways too. So basically, you have to develop your trickster, and in this way, you are better. You are more prepared and well equipped to confront life. So the first step is understanding that SC is the 100% of your psyche. Is 100% on, you know, along with your NE. But SC is 100%. I mean, not 50% as you thought, not 0%, like if you go full into SI grip, SC becomes your 0%. But if you go into any and TI super active, you go with 50% SE, and you start like having two realities, like the one you are one gender and the one you are another gender. So you have to be careful with that. Or for example, the one you are something and the one you are another thing, you have to be careful with that. And the one you are a superhero, the one you are a villain, things like that. So basically, if you and instead of lowering, you upper your SC to the 100%, you will have a simplification of reality that is actually the actual reality you're experimenting, right? Remember, we live in a system, and ENTPs actually get out of the system in some time of their life. They start behaving well. Some of them behave like pricks. Some of them behave well in the stages of the life. Most of them behave well in the earlier stages, but in their teenage years, all of us behave bad because we develop a TI, we develop a C, and we become like egotistical sociopaths. Not sociopaths, but we become egotistical people, like John Lennon, for example. He's a good example of that. Paul McCartney was also one, but I mean, he went to jail at 18. I mean, he went to jail. Well, the point here is that at some point you mature and you want to have certain stability. Okay, so when you start developing certain stability, you start aspiring for stability because of SI inferior, SI aspirational, and you start aspiring for stability. So that's the SI aspirational. Okay, when you aspire for stability, you acquire that, but you don't acquire that easily. You don't acquire that by thinking about it. You acquire that by understanding and creating an SE 100% psyche. Understanding that the SE is your 100% reality, not NE, not SI, not TI, unless FE, your impulses. Your impulses of FE makes you fat, and you don't want to be a fat ENTP because that looks weird. That looks like a weird bird. So you want to be a well prepared and well equipped ENTP. You need to exercise, of course. You need to do things well. Things I'm starting to do, and you need to do things well. You don't have to go out of the system. You don't have to go out of the system. You don't have to escape the system, because if not, the government and all the system will throw you off. Okay, so be careful with that. You have to adapt to the system and see what kind of things you can support, in which kind of things you can support the system. Okay, the matrix, the system, because the matrix is not wrong, it's not bad, it's just structured some way with some ethics and some principles, and you have to adapt with your moral, with your sense of morality, with your sense of immediate morality. You have to adapt to that and understand it. Even if you don't like it, you have to understand it, and you have to to create things for them, right? You have to be their circus animal, basically animal circus, basically. That's all. So basically that's the point of your life, to be the animal circus of the system of the things, of the system of things, in whatever stage you are of this life, or if we whenever we are under their matrix. So yeah, that's the point of life, in this system. This is your narrative arc as an ENTP, to be the animal circus, the Da Vinci of the matrix of the agents. So that's the point. That's the point. And you have to understand that, and you have to be like that. I'm an ENTP. You're an ENTP if you've seen that, if you've seen this, and we are all ENTPs, but we need to be that. Okay. Thank you.